Hello, what's up YouTube? I'm here today to do a reaction trailer for my all-time favorite main character in the Tekken series, Lee Chaolan himself. I've been playing him for almost 2 decades, if not a little bit more, and just slightly over a decade competitively. So this is going to be a reaction trailer, and then the second segment will be more of an analysis and a technical breakdown of what we have seen so far. Now, just to give a bit of context, other content creators have given us a command list preview of Lee Chaolan's tools. So this was before this trailer came out, so most of us know most of what Lee has already in Tekken 8, but again, it's subject to change. And with this era of esports and seasons, things are bound to change every year as the developers patch things. So what we see today may not be the same thing that we'll see either on release day or in the coming years. So without further ado, let's sit back and watch the trailer. Alright, let's go. I've been waiting several months for this, and it's finally here. Like almost a week before the game's release. Oh!
Get ready for the next battle!
Yes, I'm getting ready. Silverhead Demon. Yes. Look at him, man. He's ready for war. I like his battle suit. I know not everyone likes it, but I personally like it. I don't mind. Okay, slide change. Hitman 111. Oh, new move. 443 to down 3 and acid rain. Okay, so his down forward to change in animation. Oh, nice combo. So his back one series is 14 frames. Oh, nice. Wow! Hitman up forward for spikes for a guaranteed up back 3. Okay, interaction with Lee and Lars. Oh my god, this kick is so good. I love it. Okay, nice. Step 3-4. Oh, counted down 2 chain into 4-4-4 just frame. Okay, he smashed. Down forward 4-4 new extension. The perfect acid rain in heat. Good. Hitman up 3 heat dash combo. And his rage up. Good. Indeed. It is indeed marvelous. Fantastic. Hey, Hachi. I'm so happy Lee's back. I am so happy. Oh, thank God. Okay. So we've seen the trailer overview the developers have kindly put together. And let me just take this off. Let me just go through each of the segments that they have shown so far. Okay, bear with me. Okay, let's go here. Alright, so his battle suit, you know, in the context of the story, for anyone who has read Lee's biography, he's built a battlesuit armor in the context of the world war that is currently happening in the Tekken universe. So he's built a custom battlesuit that enhances some of his fighting signature moves and style. So it has a bit of some flamboyancy to it, you know. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but me, I don't mind it. You know, it is what it is. Let me just. Okay, alright, so his slide. So If they had shown this trailer before the command list content was released, this would have actually shocked me the most. But in terms of the way I see it is that Tekken 8, they are fleshing out the characters. They are giving them more of a unique presence than they had in Tekken 7. Tekken 7, they were unique, but in Tekken 8, everyone is their own individual. They have evolved, they are more aggressive, and that's the direction the developers are taking. So with Lee, in the past Tekken games, Lee and Law, they were mostly clones for the most part, maybe 80% clones with several unique moves. But as time went on, they've been differentiated, from Tekken Tag 1, Tekken 5, DR Tekken 6, and so on and so forth. So with the slide change, I thought for me, many people would agree that it's a nerf, but for me, I think it's a varying adjustment. It's both good and bad. The bad thing is that it doesn't knock down for your guaranteed face up, feet away kick, get up kick. But even though it doesn't knock down, so I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. Even though it doesn't knock down, it's a way of the developers telling us that they're trying to separate Lee even more from the characters like Law and Shaheen that do have a slide already. So, and it makes sense because, logically speaking, Law's Magic 4, as far as I know anyway, is 13 frames. Lee, as of now, his Magic 4 is 11 frames. So, there's the balance is happening. The balance is happening, and I think the developers want to make each character as unique as possible in terms of their unique, slide animations, Magic 4s, and their extensions and properties. I've waffled on for too long. But yeah, his slide is +3 at close range. Thanks for the command list preview. And it puts both players in full crouch. Now, for some people, it will take time to get used to. But for me, I know that with Lee being +3 on hit, it means that my infinite kicks that are normally 10 frames will come out at 7 frames. And the opponent will most likely have to respect those frames. But if they decide to maybe sidestep with the improved sidestep and retaliate, then, and if I know they're going to do that, then I can, instead of me trying to take my frames, I can either be, quickly frame tight with a quick low, or I can just block and just see what they will try and do. So even though I do have the frame advantage, I know that, I have to be a bit liberal sometimes in my offense, if that makes sense. On block, it's unsafe. Closest range is -15. So matchups, before in older games, Lee's slide would get a float punish from while standing moves, generic while standing falls or other crouch cancel pickup moves. But in this game, matchups that have a 15 frame or faster while standing attack will be able to punish us hard. So we have to be really, really careful in how we use this slide. With it being -15 and with it having several active frames, we will have to space the slide in such a way that maybe they can block it from in a way that they can only punish with a 13 frame move or a 14 frame move. But yeah, we can't be too predictable with it, but that's fine. And even at the wall, Okizemi-wise, at the wall, we'll maintain our position. So if their back is to the wall and, they're knocked down, for example, and we hit them with a slide, we're not going to be falling on our backs compared to previous games. We're going to be in full crouch in front of their face at the wall. And if they're going to stay down, we can hit them with like a silver tail or an angled while standing 3 for pressure. So yeah, there's that. All right, let's continue on. Okay, so this part here, I'm just going to slow this video down. This part here, where is it? All right, let me just bring let me just bring my camera down a bit. Sorry. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Playback speed. I'll just pick this. So this part here is while standing 1 to Hitman 111. I'll just talk about Hitman 111 first before I talk about the transition. So Hitman 111, from what we've seen in the command list preview, it's natural combo. But I'm a bit conflicted because I want to see what it is in the final game before I make a final judgment. So, I mean, in this preview, it's definitely natural combo on counter hit, but I want to see if it's also natural combo on normal hit, rather than relying on the CPU demonstration. So, let me just meet this. Okay, let's go here. Sorry, this is going to be a very lengthy technical analysis because I like these sorts of things. Okay, so while standing 1, so in the older game, Tekken 7, in Season 4, I believe, he got a new move while standing 1-4, which changed the animation of his while standing 1 and it gave him a high extension when it goes into Hitman. And in the command list preview that we saw from content creators like Arsenal Team Markman and DI from Poland, he has a new high extension while standing 1-2 that can go into misstep, which we saw later on in the trailer. But here, I was surprised that while standing 1 went into Hitman, and someone in the lead squad actually made a good point saying that the speed at which Hitman 1 came from after while standing 1, that transition almost felt like Law's instant DSS from like his 4-3, for example. Like you can hardly see Law do his DSS. If he does his like 1-2 jab or 4-3 to DSS, you can hardly see the DSS animation. And for Lee, some of his Hitman stance transitions, you are forced to see the transition, like a down 3, for example. You are forced to see the Hitman transition, and even from while standing 4 or down forward 4. But from moves like his standing 3 into Hitman, you can quickly go into his freaker jabs, but you can see a tiny little obvious Hitman transition, as you can see. But with this, with while standing 1, there's 2 things that are coming into play here. Either while standing 1 on its own goes into Hitman, or you can buffer Hitman after while standing 1 to go into stance, but you can instantly from the first frame do a Hitman attack. And this is really interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh geez, let me go back a bit if I can get that Hitman animation. Yes, so this part here is where he's slowly going into his Hitman transition. But because of the buffer period, or the Hitman rule in this instance, yeah, look at that. He can instantly attack from Hitman from the first instance of his animation. So this is really good. And I'm sure he can use stuff like Hitman Stance 3 to also deter opponents from attacking or trying to interrupt his while standing his high extension. But it depends, because obviously the down jab will stuff that as an option select. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if maybe, I don't think his while standing 1-2 will jail. Even though many moves in Tekken 8 are starting to jail, like Ravens for 4-1 from the closed beta test. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it's great for mind games. And if it's minus on block, like maybe neutral or -1 on block, that's going to open some counter hit games for Lee Chaolan. So both the Lee player and the opponent need to be really, really sharp in their decision making whenever Lee is engaging in an initial offense or frame trap pressure. Alright, I think that's it. Sorry, I'm really tired. It's evening and I've just finished work. But yeah, let's continue. Also, from the knockdown, I imagine that it will wall splat. So we do have some hitman pressure at the wall, I imagine. Okay, let's continue. Aha! Okay, cool. Now this part here, his new forward 2 is a high, which is +5 if he goes into hitman on block, and +18, and I'll have to check in the full game if it's +18 but the opponent is able to guard, or +18 guaranteed. So we can see here Lee does forward 2 on hit, and the opponent is really staggered, and he goes into misstep into down 3, which is really nice. I like that. Forward 2 is going to be a move I can see several proficient Lee players using in order to make opponents eventually duck, and then we can check them with our mid poking. But we'll have to see how well it tracks. If it tracks to one of Lee's sides, then that's okay. Whether strong or weak side, it doesn't matter. If it tracks, then it's cool. And plus, because it's a forward input, we can extend the forward input to realign with our opponents if they're sidestepping or sidewalking. But the only caveat is that in order to get the just frame version, you have to import forward 2 at the fastest input, and it will come out at 18 frames. Any other frame, any other speed, and the animation will come out at 20 frames. So we can see that Lee blocks Nina's up forward 3. And I'm very curious to see if a manual held back from Hitman will instantly block mids instead of doing the old school quarter circle back just frame to block. But we'll have to check it out from all transitions. So from down 3, from Silvertail, full crouch, down forward 4, and other stuff. So, oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm really tired, but let's keep going. Okay, and then we see the perfect acid rain. So Lee blocks Nina's back 1+4 and punishes with down forward 2. Now that down forward 2 is a new animation which we haven't seen in the content creators command list segment. So this already tells us that the final game there's going to be some changes from what we've seen. His down forward 2 I imagine will be punishable on block and maybe launch opponents on crouch. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. But the animation, it's really it's quite flamboyant. It's like a really majestic down forward 2. It also looks like a Mortal Kombat move. I'm not sure which character, but it looks quite similar. But yeah, and will it have some true high cross frames? We have yet to see. But I don't think it'll be as obnoxious as maybe Paul's down forward 2 or Marduk. It doesn't have the range of Marduk, definitely. It looks a little on the shorter or slightly equal length range. But yeah. So, they do a bread and butter combo. The back 2-4-3 gives the air extension tailspin, which gives you a little bit more time to connect your combo follow-ups, which is a nice universal change. So some of the, if not most of the Tekken 7 tail spins have become, sort of the tail air extenders. And also the ender that you just saw there, that's back 1+2. It's a high ender, it's a wall splat, and it's more of a pseudo mix-up with his back 1-1-2 that he's had traditionally. So I guess at the beginner or intermediate level, you can just freely mix up back 1-1-2 or back 1+2 if they choose to duck or not to duck. So it's a bit of a gimmick mix up at that level, but it's also at other levels, it's more of a, that occasional, check if you're awake. It's pretty nice at the wall. I imagine we'll have to see, but it's good. It's a good addition. I don't mind it. And the frame falls off. That's a good addition. So back 1-1-2 wall splats. While standing 2-3 gives a tail flip, and back 3+4, which is an armor move, that gives a wall splat. Wall break. And wall splat as well, true. Yeah, wall splat, but in this instance it also wall breaks as well. So Lee continues his combo into back 2-4, wall hit. And you know what? I'm going to say this right now. I actually praise the developer who did this combo, because I was not expecting that. I would not have known that Hitman stance up forward 4 in Tekken 8 now gives what's the word? God, I am tired, please. What's the word again? Gives help me, God. Gives a spike, thank you. Gives a spike. That is a pretty nice change. And for me, I seldomly use Hitman up forward 4 when I'm, freestyling combos in a match. Because in all the Tekken games, it's also floor breaks. So this, given a wall spike, is pretty nice for combo flexibility. And of course, we can customize our combos depending on our distance to do stuff like maybe a wall splat, high wall splat into 4, up +3 into forward 4-3, down 3, for example. But this is nice to see. It's good to know. It's good to know. And with that as well, we may have enough frames to land a forward 3+4 into while standing 3 for some crazy Oki situations. So we'll have to lab that out in the full game. I'll definitely be labbing that situation and see what we can achieve from there. So yeah, they do the up back 3. But yeah, shout out to the developers for doing that combo and demonstrating Hitman stance up forward 4. Oh yeah, also another thing as well, Hitman up forward 4, it no longer knocks down on normal hits, but it gives +13 as far as the content creator build goes. So it's a nice change. I don't mind it. Okay, Lee and Lars intro, I like it. That kick. Oh gosh, I wish I could do that kick in real life. I love that kick. That kick brings out Lee's elegance, like Lee's, fantastic fighting elegance. I like it. Shout outs to Lee and Lars. And the guy who thought of this idea for the intro. Okay, so Lee ducks the 2 kick string from Lars. into while standing 1-2, misstep 3-4. Nice jig, by the way, 1-2-3-4. Anyway, so while standing 2 into misstep is +2 on hit. Maybe it's changed. Misstep 3-4. I seldomly use it, but this is just a demo, a trailer demo. So I'll just. It is what it is. I won't think too much into it. Okay, so his heat. His heat burst. Yes, his heat burst is his 1+2 bound. So yeah, that's nice. To while standing 2-4 with the tail spin extender into 4-4-3. Okay, now down two on counter hit. It no longer gives us that awkward knockdown where we have to dash into down +4, neutral 4, up +3. It now gives us +13 on counter hit as of the content creator build. Maybe it's subject to change. Maybe it only gives us +11 or whatever. Now, let me share my thoughts here. Now, if I had seen this, if they had released this trailer before the content creator build, I would have assumed that Lee's Magic 4 series would be the same speed as Martial Law's 13 frames. And I would have said that, down to on counter hit is +13. But now that I've seen this, I remember seeing in the main man's build, down to on counter hit can give you acid rain, but the thing is, depending on the range, acid rain isn't consistent. So I reckon the developers have chosen this to tell us that 4-4-JF4 is a stable follow-up. That's what I think anyway. But yeah, this is nice to see, and 4-4-4 I reckon will be one of the easier JFs to do. Maybe with a 3 or 4 frame gap. Reason being because it's one of Lee's heat engagers, so it's one of Lee's bread and butter systems, and it's also a way for to tell newcomers and experts that Lee is a just frame character. You need to be diligent with your execution. So here's a little something to ease you in onto what we expect you to perform with Lee at a higher level. We need you to be doing his just frames consistently. So here's one of the easier just frames for you to perform, and you're rewarded with a heat engage. If you can punish this -11 or more move with this, you're rewarded with this. And I'll talk about Lee's heat system as we go along, maybe at the end of this video. And then he does his heat smash. His heat smash is... Did I say heat smash or heat burst? I forgot. Anyway, his heat burst. No, heat smash. Sorry. Long day. I've had a long day at work. So yeah, his heat smash is his down back 3 animation, and it's nice. It's a low. It's threatening because people are going to be consciously trying to duck because you cannot low parry low heat smashes, as far as I know anyway. I stand to be corrected. So with that, you can actually sneak in a normal down back 3. Now down back 3, as far as I know anyway, is -12 on block. And so if people are blocking your down back 3 in anticipation of trying to block the his heat burst, they'll be getting a while standing 4 punish at best. So yeah, I don't know, 20 frames, It's alright. It's a nice low. It's a very nice low. It's his only low that knocks down on normal hits. So it's good. It's nice. Actually, yeah. Let me talk about his heat system and I guess my theory behind it. So Lee's heat system, for those who know or don't know, basically his heat system runs in such a way where when he's in heat, all of his just frames are automatic, so you can be mashing 4 and you'll always get the just frame version. You can mash the last kick of his Acid Rain series and you will always get Acid Rain. The only negative downside is that if you do not time the just frames properly in heat, you will lose heat. And in addition to that, you will know when you haven't done the just frame properly, because he has a separate audio cue for when you've performed the just frame correctly and when you haven't done it at all. The way I see it is that it's nice because it's killing two birds with one stone. Because what the developers have done is that when in heat, it's like, okay, for the new players or the players learning Lee's, like, okay, you guys get your free just frames, but you're not going to have your heats for long if you don't perform them properly. Whereas for the experts, it's like, you guys who have been diligent in practicing your just frames, you are rewarded by maintaining heat. So, you can constantly be harassing your opponents with your just frames, maybe forward 2, which is a high, and plus on block. You can just be harassing them with that until they start learning to duck, and then you can condition them with your mids, which will make Lee even more dangerous, especially those who have good timing on their offense. In addition to that, you can also, if they are trying to retaliate and throw something unsafe, if you use your just frame as a punish, maybe you're punishing a -10 move or -11 move, or you're whiff punishing with Acid Storm, which has a just frame version, you're rewarded with getting a bit of heat timer added. So yeah, it's good for both the newcomers and also the professional, players who have really taken the time to work with Lee Chaolan. What else? Also as well, Mistrap as well. Mistrap is also free. And with Mistrap as well, I'm in two minds about using Mistrap in heat. You can use it maybe depending on the pace of the match. If it's going to do enough damage to kill them and they're asleep, they're not aware, or you're about to finish a combo with enough time to do a Mistrap, you can just do Mistrap for free without worrying about timing or losing your heat timing, because you have to won the round anyway. But also as well, you can't be too predictable, because Mistrap is borderline seeable when the opponent's brain is really fresh and they're looking out for it. So yeah, but it's still threatening, it's still there, and people are gonna try and use it. So yeah, Mistrap for free. I wonder what kind of Oki we'll get from Mistrap's knockdown in Tekken 8. We'll see. Do I have any other thoughts on Lee's heat system? Yeah, another thing as well. Another thing as well is that all of his just frames, except for 124, which has a just frame version and ends in a mid kick, but is unsafe on block. All of his just frames are either highs or end in a high. So this is going back into the theme of Lee now has better tools that give him plus frames, or that do damage, and at the same time the opponent will eventually be conditioned to keep an eye out for those highs and duck. And with that, once we get them to duck, we can hit them with our strong and quick mids, like our standard threes, our down forward ones, maybe the odd back four if it still knocks them down if they're crouched. Forward 4 as well, which is 14 frames in animation and 15 frames if perfectly executed, and it's also -9 on block, which is a huge change because it was -11 in Tekken 7. And certain matchups like Gigas and Shaheen could punish it at close range, with his 4-1, Gigas 1-2. And if you didn't space it and their back was at the wall, they could also punish it with jabs. Other matchups could punish 4-4-3 with jabs if you wanted to wall splat them with it. So yeah, let's continue. Okay, so Lee's down forward 4 now has a high extension, which is natural combo, and it's an addition to his punishment arsenal. So I wonder if it will wall splat. I imagine it will wall splat, or will it give maybe a wall crumple stun? I don't know, but I think it might have the same properties as Kozumi's while standing 4-4. But yeah, definitely, this is a nice addition. I really like it. I don't think it will be hit confirmable unless it's really delayable. But I don't think it'll be hit confirmable. I think it'll just be one of those knowledge checks where some people at the start of the game, they won't be ducking down for 4-4, and then they'll try and go at us, and then we'll probably land a gimmicky to counter 2-2-3. But overall, I like this move. And another thing as well, yes, thank you for reminding me. Another thing as well is that we can punish -13 frame moves that land in crouch if we're in range. So before, our 13 frame punish was forward 1+2. That also wall splats. But now we have a mid 13 frame punish, aside from down forward 1, which is whatever. A mid 13 frame punish in down forward 4, which can potentially wall splat. So that's pretty nice. And I wonder how plus it is on hit when it's not a heat engage. So yeah, it's pretty good. So then Lee runs in heat with a down back 3+4, which is a new animation, and I believe it's slightly faster, 21 frames. I might be wrong. But yeah, the animation is slightly faster. It looks a bit awkward because it feels a bit stiff in animation. It feels like he's like a puppet, someone who's like popping and is trying to, do a little robot-y move. But yeah, anyway. And then he goes with a high in forward 2 into misstep. Lars tries to retaliate. And Lars, what this tells me is that when Lee's in heat and he's trying to harass opponents with, the occasional low and, the highs, his really strong highs, which are plus on block, it tells me two things. It tells me that, opponents are going to disrespect our frames. So sometimes as a Lee player, even though we're plus on block, it's a good idea sometimes just to block and see how the opponent will react. And Lars uses his fastest G-clef at 10 frames, 1-1-1, to try and challenge Lee. Maybe he's thinking that the Lee might go for a cheeky back 4 mid, or maybe another slow low like down back 3, or even his I don't know, heat smash, I don't know, and he's trying to get like a cheeky counter at 1-1-1, you know, the Lee player decides that, you know what, I'm just gonna block. You know, I've already retained my heat from doing forward 2 perfectly. And because he blocks an unsafe move, the Lee player is then rewarded with a punish. In this case, he does the perfect acid rain. And, you know, I like the visual cue because you see the little rose petals and the camera zooming in quickly, zooming in and out quickly, telling you, the player, that you've done the just frame perfectly. Here's a bit of heat back on your timer as a reward. Right, let's continue. And the guaranteed blazing kick. Cool. All right, so Lee's Hitman stands up 3, which is a new input addition, but for the old school guys, it's Hitman up forward 3 as well. I was actually going to say that actually playing Lee online, there were actually occasions where if I was doing Hitman up forward 3 or up forward 4, sometimes because of the input delay, I would actually hold up forward for more than 1 frame, and I would get like a super, like a air delayed kick instead. So Lee, with the new input alternative in Hitman stance up +3, I guess that's just a quality of life input change just for ease of use and the ease of execution, just to avoid the annoying, you know, miss input. Okay, so you can combo from there into back 4, which gives the tail spin. Oh god, tail spin air extender. Into blazing kick. Now, blazing kick being a given tornado is a nice surprise for me, I guess. It's nice. And then 4 up +3 into 4-2-1. So this is just a nice developer combo, just to show a bit of what Lee's capable of. But of course, the combo video guys, myself and other Lee players, will be looking for more optimal stuff as the weeks and months go by after the game's release. So yeah. And then Hitman up forward, Hitman stance 2 into his rage art. Now his rage art, it's okay. I don't mind it. When he says marvelous, it looks like he has a lazy eye. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like where's he looking at? Okay, he's winking. Okay, I think he's winking at the cameraman up there, but anyway, maybe there's a second cameraman somewhere, but he's looking at the wrong camera guy. But yeah. Okay. And yeah, the ending. So yeah, brilliant. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That is my reaction and scientific breakdown for Lee Chaolan. There's probably going to be more I should have said, but I've finished work and I really need to get home and break my fast. So yeah, thank you for watching. I do plan to do Lee Chaolan content for Tekken 8, you know, just to help new Lee Chaolan players, you know, network, and you know, just for learning and maybe some collaborations occasionally. So watch out for that. And if you do like what you see, if you have any feedback or corrections, please feel free to comment. And also be sure to like the video and subscribe. You know, one of my goals is to, you know, do this more so part-time, because this is just a hobby, and maybe by the grace of God I would be doing this full-time, but and hopefully monetize. But these are the days of small beginnings, and I do plan to be more consistent with this. So thank you guys. Your comments do mean a lot, so please by all means share the video, like, subscribe. So yeah, thank you, and I will see you on release day. Take care.